the third pillar from the 10 pillars of leadership. So we've talked about that leadership starts with a promise, and ultimately people following you or choosing to follow you, because leadership is a voluntary social contract, has to do with whether or not people trust your promise and whether you can deliver the promise and whether people see that you can deliver on your promise. So the goal for you as a leader, in order to get the people that you're leading from point A to point B indefinitely over infinite iterations, is to build trust with your people, doing things that build trust and not doing things that destroy trust. And we also said that a promise can't be believed if the deliverer is not believable. So you have to be a representation of the promise that you make at every level, and be somebody who is witnessed to build trust as the representation of the thing you promote, rather than destroy trust as the representation of the thing you promote. And then I mentioned that there's a third pillar. We're going to go up to 10. And the third pillar is one that leaders often fail at, and they lose credibility and trust. And this one is called, can you trust the pigs at the top? Can you trust the pigs at the top? So one of my favorite books is George Orwell's Animal Farm. And in that book, the ruling class are called pigs. I really love that metaphor. Essentially because anytime you enter a hierarchy, there's a sort of underlying assumptions not to trust the leadership in the hierarchy. Think about it when you go to school. You're not naturally inclined to love your principal. There's a certain fear and a little bit of mistrust there. It's not somebody you necessarily meet. Like, you meet your teachers, you know your teachers. And you might trust or not trust your teachers, but the principal remains sort of a distant entity, something of a omniscient entity at the top. So it is perfectly natural to assume that the ruling class are pigs, which is why I really like that metaphor. And society conditions us that way. And while I'd like to tell you that I personally have strong inner trust of authority, of government, of leadership, and so forth, I don't trust anyone easily. And this is very important to understand, that the sharper the person that you have on your team, the more closely they're going to be observing whether or not you are trustworthy and believable, and the more closely they're going to observe whether or not the pigs at the top are trustworthy and believable. But understand that the image that the people you lead form of the pigs at the top is formed through hints, not through direct observation, because I'm not generally around, and the president of the company or the CEO or the CFO are not generally around the rookies all the time, or even ever. So the way that the rookies perceive if they can trust the competency and the heart of the leadership at the top is they observe how you talk about your leadership, and they observe how you act around your leadership. Do you follow through on what leadership promotes? So I know that I'm able to form my own opinion, and especially as the person that I'm forming an opinion of has more and more power over my future. Well, the less I trust them to begin with, meaning the more they have to earn my trust. And so keep in mind, the rookies are seeing if, leadership is earning their trust, but they see it through you. It's a second degree observation. It's not a first degree observation. Doesn't mean that I can't or won't trust people. It means I don't expect to trust new people implicitly, especially those with power over my future. And it means that you shouldn't expect rookies to implicitly trust the leadership of the company, yourself and your leaders. And then we're talking about your leaders here, right? So it doesn't mean that I can or I won't trust people. It means that we're free to think critically and ask questions and be discerning. So the metaphor that those pigs at the top are pigs is not only delightfully sardonic, a little bit of dark humor there, it's also more or less a true observation about how we observe the world. So the irony is not lost on me that as, CEO or whatever title I have when you're listening or reading this, I'm writing this as a pig to the people in my own company. So I understand that there's a little bit of like self-promotion or something when I say you have to promote your leadership to the rookies you lead. But let's talk about what happens if you do and if you don't. So to demonstrate this pillar, imagine you're following a leader whose promises of your success cannot be trusted. The promises the leader promotes cannot be trusted because you're looking at the leader, and the leader is not representative of the promises they make. So you're following somebody that says, do these contacts and work like this, and they do it totally different. Kind of like you see bad parents, right? Like, don't smoke, don't do this, don't drink, and that parent smokes and drinks and does everything. The kid doesn't respect the parent's authority, obviously. So if the leader is not representative of that. So if this is the case, people that join will absolutely leave before any trace of hitting their goals because the leader is either naive and being tricked, into goals they can't possibly achieve themselves, so they can't promise you the goals, or because the leader is just not competent and they can't keep their promise. It doesn't matter which one of those is true, or even if either of them is factually true, because it's observably true and people believe what they see. People believe what they see, right? But let's imagine the leader seems competent and believable. So you're following somebody and that person is keeping the image of themselves to what they promote you can become. Okay, so you're seeing a competent leader. That's great. And let's say your leader is a winning machine. They personally exemplify all the results you sign up for. They're making money. They look sharp. They're trying to build people. So is that already enough for the leader, for the rookie? Is that already enough for you to be successful? You're following a competent leader and their representation, they are the representation of what they promote. Is that enough for you to be successful as a rookie? The answer is no, it's not. It's not, because there's a walking on water principle. And what that means is, like I had a friend one pointed out to me. So a friend pointed this out to me once. I reached a level of personal selling goals, which would have been more than enough to make me believable. However, everyone on my sales team still quit. So I was number one salesperson, but everyone on my sales team quit. And my mentor, this friend, said to me that you can't lead if your team sees you as Jesus walking on water, because they can't believe that they themselves can walk on water. So if you're performing miracles, that's great, but nobody on your team will watch you perform miracles and believe in their own ability to perform miracles. And this happens all the time. I see a very talented salesperson bring a rookie on board. That salesperson's selling $150K a month or something like that. And then the rookie quits and the salesperson's like, why? It's like, well, for one thing, you're so good at they see what you're doing as a miracle that they can't possibly be like you. And they think that in order to be successful, they have to be like you, which they cannot be. So that's an interesting one to overcome. So you have to be the example of the promise you make for any of this to work. And that on its own is just not enough. That's why we have 10 pillars, not 2. For this reason, the rookie has to trust the pigs at the top. Let me explain. Let's say you follow your script and the script that the company gave you, and your rookie, you gave it to your rookie, and then you close a sales deal. And the rookie observing you says, wow, you closed that deal. And you say, I followed the script I was given and it works. Now the rookie believes they can too be successful, because if they follow the same script you're following, it can work. So it's not about you performing miracles. It's about you executing a script that works and then proclaiming it. It's not me, it's the script. It works. So what you're now doing is you're taking pressure off the rookie that they don't have to be a magician like you, because they see you as a magician to be successful. They have to follow the system that you follow. So it's the system that overrides you as a leader, and you're following the system. So now the rookie believes they can be successful if they follow the process that the pigs at the top, let's say, mandated. The miracle of your success is no longer a miracle. It's simply following the process that's replicable. Your rookie observes that they will be successful if they follow the process because they see you following the process and being successful. Let's try the opposite. Let's say you close a deal doing things that are opposite to what's being taught, and the rookie says, wow, you closed the deal. And you say, yeah, I didn't follow the script because it's stupid, and the way I do it works way better. Now we've got an entirely new scenario. Let's point out that in sales, everything works 1% of the time and nothing works 100% of the time. As the expression goes, there are different ways to skin a cat, but that doesn't mean that all of them are the correct way to do it. Firstly, the rookie observed you doing something different from what was taught and potentially attributed the success of it working to your mysterious magic, which they can't replicate. So while you showed them a model for success, the promise that they can be successful can't be kept. So you made it clear you didn't do what the pigs at the top mandated. Therefore, whether you said it out loud or not, you've communicated directly with your actions that the company is out of touch with reality. Therefore, when the company suggests other processes in the future, and obviously we're going to try to suggest things that work and that get results, you've created a filter for the rookie to question the company's competence. Would the company make suggestions that cause you to sell less and be less successful? Does the company, through its hundreds of years of combined experience in the business and watching salespeople succeed and fail, have profound amounts of observable data and observation to predict what works and what works and what doesn't? Of course. But by undermining the process, the personally successful leader has now made it self-evident that the rookie can't trust the company and the processes being taught. So if you show that you don't trust the leadership, if you express in any way that you don't trust the leadership, the rookies won't trust the systems you're teaching them. Wow. This creates a number of problems. One such problem is that most things, even if not all the things the leader does, have to date aligned quite well to what the company recommends. Because it's not coming from a cave, it's coming from real experience and other leaders. For example, the leader didn't become personally successful by not coming to work on time. It's more than likely that they were disciplined for a long period of time. However, now the rookie being told by the company to be disciplined and come to work on time and put their hours in every day has a filter that they can't really trust. Behavioral issues start to emerge with the rookie, which are clearly undermining their own future success. Hence, the leader calls his leader and complains, "My rookie comes to work late all the time." The issue may not be the character of the rookie. It may well be that the leader has inadvertently created filters for the rookie that the rookie cannot trust the process. This is another reason if your rookie outsells you, they're going to quit, right? Because you're telling them this process works, and they do it better than you, and then they think, is the leader really competent? The process isn't really working for them because I'm new and I'm doing better than them. So puts more onus on you as a leader. The leader is in a precarious position by exemplifying some form of success while not exemplifying the company process to make them successful, makes the leader dually ineffective. First, they lose authority to influence, to enact the rookie to follow any company process, even though they might have followed it themselves, they should have, which is unquestionably where they found more success. But also the leader is communicating that the company made a bad decision in putting this leader into leadership because that leader openly undermines their own company. So what kind of stupid company would put a leader into leadership that undermines their own company? Again, communicating incompetence. So either way, if the pigs at the top are untrustworthy, the promise is going to be broken. By not following the company process, they've now shown that the rookie's promise may not be fulfilled because they would have to perform miracles they can't perform. And there's nobody in the company who can help them either. Not just the leader, nobody can help them because the company's out of touch with the process of reality and therefore cannot be trusted, and therefore other leaders can also not be trusted. So by undermining the company in any way in front of a rookie, you kill any chance of success of the rookie. Have you ever seen it where you get a product and you blame the factory in front of the rookie? Like, oh, the factory messed it up, for example. Doesn't matter what happened, the factory messed it up. It's like, boom, now the rookie knows they can't fulfill their promise to the clients. If the rookie knows they can't fulfill their promise to their clients, it means they can't trust their company. It means they can't trust the processes of the company. That means you're going to lose that rookie. Same thing with, as a salesperson, you can never blame your company for messing anything up in front of the client, because then the client's like, well, if the salesperson can't trust his own company to deliver, how can I trust the salesperson? Either they're incompetent or naive. Good examples. An example that follows the same principle is I was observing a leader and her rookie. And this is actually what happened. The leader came back from a fitting because we're fitting some suits, some garments, and the leader said something along the lines of, oh, I asked manufacturing to make this, specific pocket, and they didn't do it, so now I have to do an alteration. Seemed like a harmless comment, but I pulled her aside and I explained to her that by undermining the competency of the team that makes our products, she's undermining the hopes of the rookie's success and therefore breaking her promise as a leader. The leader might only be thinking she commented on a jacket pocket, which, by the way, we hadn't audited yet to see what actually went wrong. And upon further audit, it was made perfectly to the specification the leader requested. She just forgot to ask about the pocket. She just wanted to blame somebody else for her mistake. It happens. What the rookie then heard is, I can't trust my own manufacturing. And now the rookie, knowing that her success is contingent on her clients being happy, feels that the happiness of her client is not in her own control. And the company might therefore undermine her in achieving her goals. Now the company becomes the obstacle, not the vehicle. I'll say this one more time. If you undermine leadership through anything you say or for a process from the company you don't follow, or any way openly undermine leadership or the process, you are putting the company as an adversary to the success of the rookie. They will quit. I've had this conversation one-on-one with leaders before too. Listen, I've had CEOs in the past where I didn't agree with the decision they made, and I came to them and I privately discussed it and tried to understand and create a forward plan moving together. But it's like this, if your mom says that your dad is stupid publicly in front of you, like, first of all, she's undermining your dad. Secondly, she's undermining herself. And thirdly, she's undermining your opportunities for a future successful relationship, creating a pattern in you. So there's just no way around it. You cannot undermine other leaders in front of rookies. You cannot undermine processes and companies in front of rookies. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. I mean, you can do it, and you will not be a leader. You won't be able to grow an organization. And that's a problem. And you have to stop doing it. If you have a tendency to gossip, you have to stop that. You just have to show that you're buying into the process of the company. You just have to show it. So small things, huge consequences. This scenario unfortunately played out exactly how I feared with the rookie that had a bad fitting herself, and she quit. She wouldn't take responsibility that she messed up, and she did mess up, but she heard her leader blame the factory or whatever, so she ended up messing up and she quit. And she was wrong, but she thinks she's right, but it doesn't matter. We weren't able to fulfill the leadership promise because the leader made this huge critical error. And it always plays out this way. She assumed based on the toxic filter she was given by the leader that all her fittings would be bad, and due to that, and no fault of her own. In fact, the rookie simply was new and not good at doing her job yet. As a leader, even one who's a successful example, you have a responsibility, an ironclad responsibility, not to undermine the trust between the rookie and the company. Even if you have a grievance, work it out internally. You do not undermine the trust between a rookie and the company and the processes it promotes. Because believe me, when you have somebody that you've built as a leader and now they're leading somebody, if that person they're leading, if the leader that you've built is undermining your processes and systems, your organization will fail. So this has to cascade down through the whole organization. You have to understand that. The more you can find positives in the systems, the more you can promote and build up the systems that are being taught in the manufacturing of the products, the engineering team, whatever. The more you promote the company around you to your rookie and the leadership around you to your rookie. Yes, I understand I'm saying this as a leader, but it is what it is. The more you promote it, the more trust you build that the promise will be kept. Promote the company, the processes, the systems, the products, and the leadership to your rookie. Do it. Okay? If a leader unfortunately kills his rookie's career with just a simple comment, well, then you know that simple comment carried massive consequences, and it does. It's imperative that when the leader exemplifies success, that he attributes his success to the process laid out by the company. I'm not special. I'm not magical. I have no special powers. I'm just following a process that was given to me, and it works. And it's going to work for you because it's worked for me and it works for others. Just follow the process. It works. This is not manipulation because A, it's true. And every successful person in the company had to learn the process from someone. And it's generally the same process. And B, it gives the rookie the best opportunity to trust the same process and therefore succeed in the quest for their goals. The rookie gets what they want. This means that you as a leader have to give away your power. You attribute your success up the chain. Always. I do this too. I always say I didn't invent anything in sales. I'm following great authors, great leaders, great mentors that I've learned. I'm also learning from the salespeople and leaders in our company, and I'm implementing things that they've done that are better than things that I've done, and iterate and get better and improve. Always give away the success to the people and the organization around you. You will build faster, better, stronger. You're not the hero as a leader. You're the messenger. That concludes lesson 3.